hindrance or a block. And once you find your seat, just close your eyes and take the first few moments of your practice to bring your awareness into the space of the body. And just notice how you're feeling today. Feel the connection between your legs, maybe the hips and the floor. Gently draw the belly in. Lift the chest, relax the shoulders away from the ears. Lengthen the back of the neck, drawing the chin slightly in. Let the crown of the head float up towards the ceiling. Then bring awareness to the breath. Just observe as it moves in and out of the body. And we'll mark the beginning of practice by chanting Om one time together. Take a deep breath in. Then just keep your awareness on the breath, watching as it moves in and out. With your next exhale, let all of the air empty out. Breathe in, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, out, 2, 3, hold at the bottom, 2, 3, in, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, out, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, in, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, out, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3. Continue to breathe like this. 3 or maybe 4 or 5 counts. If 3 is pretty comfortable. Counts for each side of the breath. Samavriti. Same fluctuation. Equal count on each of the 4 parts of the breath. And with your next exhale, let the breath flow back into a natural rhythm, maybe a little bit more stable, calmer than before. Maybe not, that's fine too. And you can let your eyes blink open. Make your way onto hands and knees. And come into cat and cow. With your inhale, lift the hips, lift the chest, look up. Exhale, draw the belly in, push the floor away, rounding through the spine. Inhale, a little back bend. Exhale, tailbone towards the knees around the back. And you can take any other movements here that you like. I like to turn my fingers back towards my knees as I do this, just to stretch the wrists. You might like to move the hips side to side. Sit back into child's pose. Just some gentle movement, connected with the breath. Just start to connect with our body. And come back to a neutral position, shoulders over wrists, hips over the knees. Tuck the toes, and then just hover the shins off of the mat. Start to draw the belly in. Feel the entire front of the body wrapping towards the back of the body. Collarbones wide. Base of the first finger presses into the floor. And then gradually start to lift the hips towards downward facing dog. But keep a bend in the knees, keep the knees high. And then slowly let the knees settle, let the legs straighten. Heels reach elbows close to each other. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. So lots of work along the back of the body here. And then on your inhale, come forward and up into Cobra. Elbows gently hugging towards the body. Maybe taking hands off of the body. Balls of the feet are together, knees are lifted. And then replant the hands, tuck the toes. Press through plank to downward facing dog. Then walk the feet up to the top of the mat. Bend the knees here if you need to. So chest and thighs can rest together, head is heavy. Then keep the bend in the knees, draw the belly in as you ragdoll up. One vertebrae at a time to a standing position. As you get to the top, reach through the fingertips, lift the arms. And then exhale, hands together at the heart. Close the eyes, focus on the space between the eyebrows. If you'd like to set an intention or dedication for your practice, this is the time. Blink the eyes open. We'll move through sun salutations next. As you inhale, reach the arms up and back. Exhale, fold over the legs. Hands to the floor. Inhale, right foot steps back. Lower the knee. Look up. Plant the hands, left foot steps to meet the right. Exhale, lower knees, chest and chin. Down to the ground. Inhale, heart forward and up, Cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot steps between the hand, lower the back knee, look up. Exhale, left foot steps to meet the right. Inhale, press the feet down, strong legs, body floats up, reach through the fingertips. Exhale, hands together at the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left foot steps back. Lower the knee, look up. Right foot steps to plank. Exhale, lower knees, chest and chin. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot steps between the hands, lower the back knee, look up. Exhale, right foot steps. Inhale, press the feet, sweep up, standing. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right foot steps. Look up. Left foot steps to plank. Exhale, lower knees, chest and chin. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot steps. Lower the back knee, look up. Exhale, left foot steps. Inhale, press through the feet, reach through the fingertips. All the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. And last time, inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left foot steps, lower the knee. Right foot to plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left foot steps. Exhale, right foot steps. Inhale, up to standing. Exhale, hands to the heart. Let the eyes close for a moment. Focus on the space between the eyebrows. Let the energy from the sun salutation You can reach the arms overhead. You can clasp the thumbs, bringing the palms together. If it's easy for you to bring the palms together here, try releasing the thumbs and press the palms together with the strength of the arms rather than with the strength of the thumbs. Keep the elbows straight. Let the hips drop just a little bit more. One more breath here. Keep the body right where it is, just release the arms. And releasing the hands at the tailbone, keep the elbows bent to start off with. Bring the shoulder blades together, elbows together. And then once you have that opening in the chest, then straighten the arms. Lift them away from the tailbone. Leading with the hands, fold so that the chest comes close to the thighs. Head folds over to the hands. And then straighten the legs as much as possible, keeping that connection between the torso and the thighs. So the legs don't have to straighten here. And you don't have to have the hands together. If the hands don't come comfortably together here, you can use a strap, a tie, a belt, anything you have lying around at home. Once you're there, let the crown of the head flow towards the big toes. The hands are heavy, falling overhead. Press through the inner edges of the feet. Maybe the legs get just a little bit straighter. Take one more breath here. Then release the arms, draw the body close to the legs. You can stay here in any version of forward fold, Uttanasana that you like, or come into crow if that's in your practice and you're comfortable doing it that early in class. So planting the hands, bringing the knees to the backs of the upper arms, lifting the heels towards the seat. Staying for 3, 2, 1. From wherever you are, step or float back. You can come to chaturanga, up dog or plank, knees, chest, chin, to cobra. Just make your way back to downward facing dog. Once you get there, let the chest rise and fall with the breath. Belly is drawing towards spine. Low ribs are hugging in. But at the same time, the chest is pulling towards the shins. There's an opening in the armpits, preparing us for back bends. On your next inhale, lift the left leg high. Press through the right heel. And imagine a balloon under the right armpit, keeping the shoulders level. On your next exhale, bring the knee to the nose, stack shoulders over wrists. Inhale, open up, 3-legged dog. Repeat that 2 more times. Exhale, drawing in, get light on the right toes. Inhale, open up. And last time, exhale, draw in. Bring the foot all the way forward between the hands. Coming into Padahastasana, lower the back knee, untuck the toes, clasp the hands in Kali Mudra. So first finger pointing up to the ceiling, all of the other fingers folded over. Lift straight up. You can pull the arms side to side here as you start to loosen through the shoulders. Lift the chest up, draw the arms back. Once you have that action, press through the feet, take the tailbone to the front heel. Tailbone to the front heel. Fingertips up to the corner of the room, or maybe the wall behind you, or maybe even the back foot on the floor. Draw the biceps back and the head. Biceps back and head. Aware of that energy from from the top hands, pulling towards the back foot. Maybe even coming out of the deep lunge in the front leg. And one more breath. Exhale, release the pose. Coming into an open twist. Left hand is down, right arm is up. Straight line through the arms. Inhale, press into the left foot. Right arm pulls the body upright. Exhale, right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Press the palms together. Turn the chest up. If it's comfortable for you to take a bind here, slide the right arm down. Reach underneath. Grab a hold of the left hand or wrist. Chest and tailbone moving in opposite directions, leaving a long spine in between them. One more breath. Release. Coming into lizard, Padahastasana. Hands to the inside of the front foot, tuck the back toes, straighten the leg. Sliding forward and back. You can stay on the hands, lower the right forearm, maybe both forearms. You're looking to have the right upper or the left upper arm or the right lower arm, whichever is alongside the left lower leg. Just tuck right inside of that left leg. So if someone were beside you, it would almost be hidden. Keep the back knee lifted, draw the belly in, stretch the chest forward. You can stay right there. You might sneak your left shoulder underneath the knee, taking the fingertips wide and light. And you might reach around for a bind. Left hand grabs a hold of the right. Nothing else needs to change in the body. Take one more breath here. Gaze is focused on one point. And then plant the hands. Keep the left foot where it is. You're going to come onto the outer edge of the right foot. Turn the left toes out. Let the weight come into the right hand. Open to a variation of Padahastasana, side plank. So you're trying to bring that left hip back to stack over the right. Shoulders are stacked. You might feel a nice stretch in the outer left hip. Take one more breath here. And then plant the hand. Step back to plank. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower any amount. Hug the elbows in towards the body. Inhale, press the plank. Lower the knees if you need to. Otherwise, keep them lifted and straight. Exhale, lower any amount. Inhale to plank. 3 more. Exhale. Inhale, press floor away. 2. Inhale, press the floor away. Last one, exhale. Inhale, press the floor away. You can take child's pose, you can finish the vinyasa. We'll all meet in downward facing dog. Taking your time to get there. If you're not already there, come to downward facing dog. Let the body settle. Let the breath settle. Strong arms. Lifted belly, heels reaching towards the mat. On an inhale, right leg reaches up. Left heel heavy, a lift under the left armpit. Exhale, bring the knee to the nose, stack shoulders over wrists. Inhale, previous position. Open up, take up space. Exhale, draw in, knee to nose. Inhale, open up. Exhale, draw in, knee to nose. This time, bring the foot all the way forward. Use the hands if you need to. Lower the back knee and tuck the toes. Coming into Padahastasana, hands interlace Kali Mudra. Reach the arms straight up. And you can shift shoulders side to side here. A little wiggle. Open in the upper body. Bring the tailbone towards the front heel. Come into Padahastasana. Find the opposing energies. Feet press down again. Tailbone towards the front heel. Chest lifts up and arcs back. And just stay with any discomfort. No pain, but maybe discomfort. Uncertainty is fine. One more breath. And release. Moving into the open twist. Right hand to the inside of the foot, left arm straight up. Just for one more breath. Press the front foot down, reach up with the left arm. Twisting the opposite way. On an exhale, left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Press the palms together. Spin the chest up. And you can slide left arm underneath the thigh, taking the bind, if that's what you did on the first side. Turn the gaze towards the floor, release. Coming into the lizard. Plant the hands inside the front foot, tuck the back toes. And just slide forward and back. Finding the arm position, maybe on the forearms, maybe on the hands, somewhere in between. Find a steady gaze. A lift under the left hip. Knee actively lifted away from the mat. Setting yourself up here. And then if you wish to go into a more complicated variation, you can slide the left shoulder underneath, taking the arms wide, maybe balancing on the fingertips. And then maybe finding the bind. Right hand grab somewhere along the left arm or hand. Keep the neck long, steady gaze. Back leg strong. One more breath. Release. Plant the hands. Keep the right foot where it is. And then just turn the toes out as you come onto the outer edge of the left foot. Lift the hips high, press into the left hand. Open the right arm to the ceiling. Straight line through the arms. That top hip is drawing back. So preparing us for Padahastasana later on in class with a different leg position. And also opening the hips. One more breath. And then release both hands to the mat. Step to plank. Inhale here. Then exhale, just lower through the vinyasa. Inhale, arc forward and up. Exhale, downward facing dog. You can always add another chaturanga if you need to build more heat. From here, we'll go into Dolphin Pose or forearm balance. You can go right away into the pose, or you can come onto hands and knees. Bring your forearms down, fingertips together, making an angle with the lower arms. And tuck the toes, straighten the legs. Just like downward facing dog. And if you have a wall close by and you want to work on forearm balance, you might turn to face the wall just so it's there, so that you don't flop all the way over. And then you can take little Maybe switching the legs in the air. Maybe finding a balance. Maybe that bottom foot barely comes off of the mat. You can keeping both feet on the ground in Dolphin is a great option. It really builds a lot of strength and opening in the shoulders. So don't feel like you have to take the feet off here. And we'll hold here for 3, pressing the floor away with the arms. 2, relaxing the neck, relaxing the jaw. And 1. You can just straighten the arms, return to down dog, or sit back into child's pose. Take 2 breaths there, and then return to downward facing dog. Making your way to downward facing dog if you're not there already. And then moving into warrior 1. Left foot steps forward, right foot heel spins down. Drop the hips, arms float overhead. Back foot presses into the mat, knee lifts. If it's okay, bring the palms together. And just like when we were standing in Padahastasana, press the palms together. If you need to clasp the thumbs behind the hands, you can. But try doing it just with the strength of the arms. You can lift the gaze up to the hands. Once you have yourself set up, don't worry too much about what the body is doing. Just observe the body as a whole. Sensations, general feelings. Just observe. Take 1 more breath here. And then just release the arms, interlace the hands behind you. Open the chest, reach the knuckles for the back foot. With your inhale, expand the rib cage. And then fold the body forward. You can keep the clasp of the hands, or just rest the hands on the tailbone. And then shift forward, weight is in the left foot. Right toes graze the floor. And as you find your balance, lift the right leg higher. Coming first towards the shape of a T. Crown of the head reaches in one direction, toes in the opposite direction. You can stay here, or keep that top leg lifting higher. Let your lower ribs move towards the front thigh, then lift the chest up like cobra. Falling over just fine. Take 1 more breath wherever you are. Start to bend the front leg. Float back to the previous position. Another inhale, lift the chest, and then exhale, head to big toe pose. Left shoulder folds to the inside of the left leg. Arms fold overhead. Again, you can do this with just the hands stacked on the tailbone, or you could take a strap in between the arms. Working to get the hips in the same plane as the front knee. Imagine the crown of the head drawing towards the front big toe. Surrender the head. Let the legs do all of the work here. 1 more breath. And then release. Plant the hands. Step to plank. Exhale, lower. Move gaze on one point. Maybe where the hands meet, maybe out in front of you. Just become an observer. Watch the body moving through the next several poses. And allow yourself to be curious, rather than judging whether something is good or bad, right or wrong. Release the arms, interlace the hands, reach the knuckles for the back foot, open the chest, breathe into the ribs. Just observe as you fold the body forward, moving weight into the front foot, balancing on the back toes. Notice how this feels in this body today. Back leg floats up. Maybe you stop in the shape of a T. Maybe the back leg continues to lift. Torso folds, chest lifts. Wherever you are in space, focus the gaze on one point, breathe, and just notice. One more breath here. Bend the standing leg. Gracefully float back to the previous position. Use an inhale to reach up with the chest. Exhale, fold to the inside of the right leg. Arms fold overhead or stack on the tailbone. Crown of the head, gently drawing towards the right big toe. And just allow yourself to be curious. Just notice. We have an ego, judgment will always come. And try to just allow it to pass. And just notice. Lifting up, plant the hands. Step back to plank. Inhale here. Exhale through the vinyasa. Back to downward facing dog. Connecting with the breath. And on your inhale, come forward to plank. Stack the shoulders over the wrists. Feel the knees lifted, heels reaching back. Belly wrapping in. Moving into Padahastasana, take the weight in the left hand, outer edge of the left foot. Press into the left hand. Really stand on that arm. Hug the shoulder blade towards the spine. Straight line through the arms, maybe take the gaze up. You can stay here, or step your top foot back. Spin the heel of that left foot so that you can get the entire weight from the left foot on the ground. Really stand on the left foot. That's the key to doing this next part of the next step in Padahastasana. And then maybe right knee lifts towards then the other foot all the way to the ground. You can even bend the knee. And then maybe left knee, left hand come together. And you might just drop the knee a few times. Maybe you grab the toes and open it all the way up. One more breath. And slowly back to plank. Inhale here. Exhale. Through the vinyasa. Back to downward facing dog. We're going to come to the top of the mat. You might do that just by walking or hopping. Another option, if you want to move with me through little frog hops, and sometimes doing these little handstand things at home is a little easier than in a studio. Take the pressure off, whether if it's for reasons of ego or reasons of not wanting to fall into your neighbor. Sometimes it's easier to play around with things at home. So if you want to do the frog hops, plant the hands, and then just try to kick the heels to the seat. Making your way up to the top of the mat. Maybe you catch some air time, maybe not. And when you get to the top of the mat, we'll come into a forward fold, Padahastasana, the peace fingers, first two fingers, bind the big toes, bend the knees if you need to. With your inhale, stretch the chest towards the front of the room, front of the mat. And then exhale, fold over. Crown of the head falling towards the big toes. Pull up on the fingers, press down with the toes. Let the eyes close or soften. Focus on the space between the eyebrows. Let everything else fade away. Blink the eyes open. Release the left hand to the hip. Keep a hold of the right toes. Let the weight pour into the left foot. And stand up, bringing the right leg with you. Leg can be bent or straight. Standing up proud. Relax the shoulders, lift the chest. And then bend the right knee, interlacing the hands behind the heel. And then you can straighten the right leg as much or as little as you want to. Elbows hugging towards the shins. Focus the gaze on one point. And from here, you might bend the leg, dropping the hips towards the heel. Just letting the right leg come along for the ride. Press the left leg straight. And maybe one more time. Letting the leg bend. Pressing straight. Bend the knee. Coming up. And from here, bring the heel together, hands to the heart, deep breath in, exhale, sigh. Let all of that go. And we get to do one more side. Reach in, reach up as you breathe in. Exhale, fold over the legs. This time, coming into Padahastasana. Lift the feet, slide the hands underneath. Padas are your feet, hastas are your hands. Hand to foot pose. And knees can be bent deeply here if needed. Inhale, stretch the chest away, any amount, even if just in the imagination. Exhale, fold. Let the skull, the brain, drape towards the big toes. Eyes closed or soft, focusing on the space between the eyebrows. Let go of everything else. Blink the eyes open. You're going to take the left 2 fingers around the big toe, right hand to the hip. Stand on the right foot. As you come up, bring the left leg with you. Chest is lifted, shoulders relax. And then bend the left knee, folding over, connect belly to thigh, interlace hands behind the left heel. Straighten the left leg any amount. Feel the belly hug in. Focus the gaze on one point, and then maybe the right leg bends, letting the hips drop towards the heel. And you can press the leg back straight, maybe coming down again. Maybe if you went all the way down, you only have to do it once. Pressing back straight, and then fold the knee in, bringing it towards the seat, lifting the chest up. Coming into Nadarajasana, right arm reaches up, hold the inside of the left foot, kick the foot into the hand. Focus the gaze on one point. You can always use a wall for balance, if that would be helpful, especially at home. Wall is always there. Take one more breath. Everything floats up. Exhale, release, feet together, hands together. Deep breath in, and exhale. Let everything go. Everything you've done already in practice, wiped away, good or bad, happy or sad. Interlace the hands in Kali Mudra, then reach the arms straight up. Press the palms together, lengthen the tailbone towards the heels, lift the chest, draw the arms back. Feel the shoulder blades wrapping towards each other. The chest reaches towards the ceiling. Biceps pull back. And then bend the knees, drop the hips. Coming into Utkatasana variation. Utkatasana, fierce pose. Feel the fierceness in the body as you hold here. Drawing the biceps back, drawing the belly in, dropping the chest. You're reaching through the arms. Wrapping the chest open. Draw the belly in, let the hips sink. downward facing dog. And then we're going to take 3 times this movement between downward facing dog, upward facing dog, and back. So find the place just at the base of the neck, where the tops of the shoulders come together. And imagine a tiny string there pulling you forward towards the front of the mat. So the head is heavy, the belly starts to draw in as the shoulders move forward over the wrists, and eventually the chest pulls through the arms, the head falls back, and the hips pull forward. And then from here, leading with the very base of the tailbone, base of the spine, pulls you back and up. The rest of the spine falls into place. So just 2 more times, snaking your way forward. Really, you're just trying to find as much movement in the spine as you can. Leading with the tailbone as you come back. Just letting the movement ripple. And maybe finding a place that hasn't been awoken yet in practice. And when you get back to downward facing dog, just resting here for a breath or 2. And then lower the knees, fold back into child's pose, or if you prefer, lying back into Supta Virasana, whichever you find more relaxing. Your choice. Folding forward or back. Then just let the eyes close. Bring your focus to the space between the eyebrows. Everything else can just float away. And then make your way to a seated position. And next, we'll take a few minutes for any inversion you like. So you can come into headstand if that's in your practice, forearm balance, handstand at the wall. Anything that's in your practice or that you're working on. I'm not going to teach a specific thing today. Just going to offer you some time here. I will say, if none of these poses are familiar to you, come back to Dolphin that we did earlier on the forearms. And that's a great place to be to build strength in the shoulders for these other poses and get the benefits of being upside down, having the heart above the head, hips above the heart. You could also, for something less active, come into hare pose, grabbing the heels, coming onto the crown of the head. And so we'll spend another minute or so wherever you are. If you're in a comfortable, stable position, try closing or softening the eyes. Focus on the space between the eyebrows. Start to let every pose become an opportunity for meditation. hips back towards the wall away from where you're facing as the legs slowly lower down. And everyone come to child's pose. Give yourself a few breaths in child's pose to let the body equilibrate. Let everything settle. And then from here, just sit up and turn to face the end of your mat. It can be the opposite direction. And we'll roll from here into shoulder stand. So if you can fold the legs into lotus, go ahead, fold the legs into lotus. Roll back, walk the hands up the spine. You can bring your hands even higher up towards the shoulders, walking elbows in closer together to help bring your body into a more vertical, more stacked position. So most of us can bring our heels away from our faces here to get the body in a more vertical position. And once you're there, let the eyes close or soften. Focus on the space between the eyebrows. And always, if you don't want to do shoulder stand, you can do legs up the wall or happy baby. And then slowly moving into Halasana, plow pose, fold the legs overhead. If the toes don't reach the floor, bend the knees to the forehead. If the toes do reach the floor, they can stay there, or you can bend the knees outside the ears, squeezing the ears, Padahastasana. Keep the focus turning inward, gazing to the space between the eyebrows, or just watching the breath move in and out of the body. Slowly lower into Matsyasana, the fish. The hands stack below the tailbone. Chest lifts up. Head relaxes back. If the legs have been in lotus, you can keep them in lotus here. And reach around and grab the toes. Focusing on the space between the eyebrows as the chest floats lightly but strongly up towards the ceiling. One more breath. Press into the hands to relax yourself back onto the mat. And then just let yourself relax here. Take 3 breaths. Tiny little rest. And then start to engage the body. Reach through the toes. Point the fingers in the same direction as the toes. Draw the navel towards towards the spine. And then just pick the chest off the floor as you reach the fingers towards the toes. Moving towards a hollow body position, Ardhanavasana. Maybe the legs float off of the floor. If this is too much, you can keep the heels on the floor. Just pick the chest up. And one more breath here. And then exhale, back down onto the floor. Start to re-engage again. Point the toes, reach through the fingers, lifting the chest. Float the feet. On your next breath in, come up to Navasana, lifting the chest, lifting the legs. On your inhale, open up to the previous position, Ardhanavasana. Exhale, lifting up. You can use the hands behind the thighs here. Inhale, opening. Exhale, lifting. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, lifting up. And then from here, plant the feet. Plant the hands by the hips. On your inhale, lift the hips up. One line, knees, hips, shoulders. And the Bhastrika breath here. Quick, sharp breath in and out through the nose. Deep breath in and exhale. Bring the hips to the floor. Stretch the legs out in front of you. Turn back to face this direction. Sitting up tall, Dandasana, staff pose. Plant the hands. Lift the chest, flex the toes. On an inhale, reach the arms up. Draw the belly in. Reach the chest forward. Chest stretching towards the big toes towards the chest. Keep that feeling in the lower back and the belly reaching towards the big toes. Just let the upper body relax over. Bring your focus to the base of the spine, and then slowly allow your awareness to drift down the spine, noticing anything that grabs your attention along the way. A tightness, a release, an asymmetry. Just notice. And when your awareness gets to the base of the spine, imagine the color red there. Red, the color of Muladhara chakra, housed at the base of the spine. And your next breath in, lift the chest, come up. From here, you're just going to bring the knees in and come back to downward facing dog. Just to set ourselves up to move into pigeon pose. With your inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, bring the shin forward. Draw the right leg back. I like to tuck my right toes under, lifting the knee, just to pull myself into a more settled position. Walk the hands back as you inhale, puff the chest up. Exhale, walk the arms forward. And you can rest the forehead on the floor. You can place a block or a pillow underneath the forehead. Use the strength of your body to roll the right hip, right thigh towards the floor. Just beginning with your awareness in the place, probably in the left hip, where you feel the most sensation in this pose. Gradually start to soften your awareness, letting it range out until you hold the entire body in soft focus, like a little shining orb. No part more important, more interesting than the other. Just gradually ranging out. And eventually the whole body is in soft focus. Start to walk yourself up. You're going to fold the left foot in towards the right hip. Plant the hands that you lift the hips up just a little bit. So you can really press your left toes, the tops of your left toes, into the floor. Hug the inner thighs towards each other. So you're lifted and square-ish in the hips. The hips aren't totally square, but you feel that stability, that lift in the lower belly. And then from here, you can just continue to walk the hands back, puffing the chest up. Maybe they come to the tailbone. Or you can reach back, starting off by grabbing the foot, maybe pressing foot towards the hip. You can bring foot to the crook of the elbow. All of these poses, really just an endless number of variations that you could do with the body. So find any chest lifted, back bending version of this pose. Take one more breath. And then slowly release. Just make your way back to downward facing dog. If you're feeling the need for more movement, you can always add a vinyasa. But it's not necessary at this point in the practice. On your next breath in, reach the right leg up. Exhale, bring the shin forward, setting yourself up. For this side, again, maybe the left knee lifts, toes tuck, just to settle you in. One big inhale to puff you up. Left side of the body especially reaches forward as you fold. Arms reach out long. The left hip is heavy. Let your forehead rest on something. Block floor. Stacked fists. And then begin by letting your awareness naturally go to the point of most sensation, most likely in the right hip. And just notice it might be different or similar from the first side. And then gradually soften that focus so that your sphere of awareness ranges out. The entire pelvis, moving up the body, down the leg, until eventually the entire body is in soft focus. The pinky fingers, just as interesting as the hip, interesting is the shoulders. And then walk your hands in. Bring the left foot, or right foot, towards the left hip. And squeeze the inner thighs towards each other so that your hips will naturally probably come off the mat. Come onto the hands. You can stay there. You can walk the hands back, puff the chest up. You can bring hands to the lower back, puff the chest up. You might reach back, just grabbing the shin, chest puffed up. So you'll notice the important part of this pose are the thighs hugging together and the chest puffing up, whether you're folding the heel towards the seat, bringing the foot to the elbow, or grabbing the foot overhead. Left side of the body wraps forward, chest and gaze, drawing up with the breath, staying for one more, and then slowly release. Plant the hands back to downward facing dog. And then from here, just step or hop your way onto your back. Draw the knees in. And we'll take one longer back bend. So your choice, you can do bridge or wheel. Plant the feet. If you're doing bridge, press into the feet. Pick the tailbone up. Tailbone moves towards the knees. Knees move towards the wall in front of you. You can wrap the shoulder blades together, interlacing hands. You can come straight up to back to a wheel, or from here, from bridge, you can plant the hands, come onto the crown of the head, and then come all the way up. If you're on wheel, you can lift the heels, walk the feet in, maybe gently chest rocks towards the wall that you're facing. And then keeping the hips just as high, let the heels settle. Tailbone is reaching towards the knees, no matter what the position of the arms. One more breath wherever you are. And then slowly lower down. Let the knees knock together or fall out wide, whichever is more relaxing. And then hug the knees in. Rock up to a seated position. Bring the right foot to the outside of the left knee. Left leg can be bent or straight. Ardha Matsyendrasana, or a final twist. Take the right hand behind you. Inhale, left arm lifts up. Exhale, draw the belly in. Coming into a twist. Lower back presses in. Chest lifts up. Head turns to gaze over the right shoulder. Then close or soften the eyes. Focus on the space between the eyebrows. hand comes behind as you inhale, reach the right arm up. Exhale into the twist. Lower back presses in, chest lifts, and feel the crown of the head float up against the energy of the left foot pressing into the mat. Head turns over the back shoulder. And then close, soften the eyes, focus on the space between the eyebrows. From here, just unwind and take any props you like for Shavasana. Begin to bring awareness back to your breath. Just observe as the air moves in and out of the body, across the nostrils, rise and fall of the torso. Eventually, awareness of breath translates to an awareness of body. You make little wiggles in the fingers and the toes. You might stretch the arms overhead. Let the eyes stay closed or soft, and as you're ready, come up to a comfortable seated position. And as you find your seat, bring your awareness right to the center of the heart, just to the right of the physical heart is where the yogis say is the seat of the soul. Now imagine a bright white light there, tiny bright white light, just to the right of the physical heart. And as you hold your awareness on that spot, watch the bright white light grow, expand in all directions. Just slowly expanding out. Until eventually that white light encompasses the entire body and then starts to extend past the body. The boundary between body and outside blurs as this happens. And the light continues to grow and expand into the space where you are now, expanding beyond. Until eventually, the light just expands infinitely in all directions, encompassing everything. We'll close the practice by chanting Om Shanti 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 together. Shanti means peace. Take a deep breath in. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be receptive. May all beings enjoy the benefits of this practice through our bodies, our minds, our sensations. Be receptive. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing.